I pay for play. Call, pay for, you're not allowed to do it. It's illegal.
There is a controversy that the Washington Post has just written about that I believe certainly should be further reviewed, especially since Donald Trump has been claiming that Hillary Clinton has been involved in a pay-per-play. Let's look at the situation with Attorney General from Florida, Bondi, and Donald Trump. Trump University was being investigated by different state attorney generals. During that investigation, Bondi actually made a request to Trump for a contribution. Payment was made, but it didn't come from Donald Trump himself. It came from the Trump Foundation, an organization that could not make any type of political contribution. So during the time of the reporting period, Trump Foundation said that it had made no political contributions. It did say that it made a $25,000 contribution to an organization that basically sounded just like Bondi's organization and Justice for All, but in fact didn't make that contribution to that not-for-profit organization, but did make a contribution to Bondi's and Justice for All. So during the course of an investigation, the Attorney General asked Trump for a contribution. He makes it, but he makes it through the Trump Foundation. The Trump Foundation accounts payable person somehow looks up to see if there's an organization that's a not-for-profit organization, and instead of sending the check to that organization, sends it down to Bondi's political organization. Nevertheless, the money went to Bondi. Then what happened was the IRS report indicates that he has not made any political contributions from the Trump Foundation. He pays a penalty of $2,500. He pays $25,000 back to the foundation that the foundation should not have spent, and Bondi has not yet returned any of the money back to the foundation on this prohibitive transaction. But the big picture is this: why and how did the Trump Foundation get involved in this transaction in the first place, since they were not allowed to make any type of political contribution? Yet the political contribution was not declared by the Trump Foundation as such, and the contribution occurred at the time that the Trump University was being investigated. So certainly one can see that there is a darn good argument. Trump was requested to make a contribution to an organization that was for the purpose of Attorney General Bondi, who was investigating Trump University, and that the money came not from Donald Trump, but from the Trump Foundation, which transaction was prohibited as a personal political contribution that would have caught eyes because the contribution came at a time that Trump University was being investigated. Keep in mind, Donald Trump has said often that he makes contribution because he expects something in return.
You said recently, quote, "When you give, they do whatever the hell you want them to do."
You better believe it.
So what specifically did they do? If I ask them, if I need, I will tell you that our system is broken. I gave to many people before 2 months ago. I was a businessman. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And you know what? When I need something from them 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me. So and that's a broken system.
The Trump University case was dropped by the Florida Attorney General. So there is no question in my mind that the issue of pay-per-play should be considered. This transaction clearly has the makings of public bribery along with a camouflage transaction.